Welcome to the Trueness Podcast, where we encourage women to be true to God and true to who He created them to be. This is a space for faith, purpose, and honest growth. I'm Rhonda, and I'm glad you're here. Well, welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is called When You're the Only One Trying. And I want to start with something really honest. I've been on both sides of this. I've experienced the pain of feeling like I was the only one reaching out, the only one texting first, the only one checking in, and the only one trying to keep a friendship alive, or a relationship for that matter. But I've also had to recognize something humbling. There have been times I wasn't always as intentional as I should have been either. And I think that's what makes this topic so real, because most of us don't fit neatly into just one category. We've been the one overgiving, and sometimes we've been the one underinvesting. And that's where God begins to teach us about relationships. For a long time, I thought being a good friend meant always being the one to carry things, always initiating, always forgiving, always showing up, and always holding the weight of the relationship together. But over time, I learned something important. There's a difference between biblical love and one-sided connection. God never designed relationships to be carried by one person alone. One of the clearest pictures of friendship in Scripture is found in Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. That means healthy relationships go both ways. They sharpen each other, they strengthen each other. They don't drain one person while the other just receives. And then Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loveth at all times." A true friend is consistent, not perfect, but present. But that consistently has to exist on both sides for it to be healthy. Another verse, Proverbs 18:24 says, "There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." That kind of friendship is rare, but it's also mutual. It's not one person doing all the sticking while the other drifts away. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck emotionally. We confuse loyalty with carrying. We confuse love with exhaustion, and we confuse sacrifice with self-neglect. And somewhere along the way, we start believing that if we just try harder, pray harder, love harder, we can make the relationship work. But the truth is, you cannot be the only one building something God designed for two people. And sometimes wisdom looks like boundaries. Boundaries aren't rejection, they're protection. They help you discern what is healthy and what is simply draining you. Even Jesus modeled this, and he loved everyone, but he didn't give equal access to everyone. He had crowds, disciples, and then a closer circle. And even within that, he withdrew when the things were unhealthy, when things got unhealthy or were unhealthy or overwhelming. So loving people doesn't always mean keeping unlimited access. Sometimes love says, "I care about you, but I can't carry this alone anymore. I care." And that's not bitterness, that's wisdom. Another important truth is this: not every relationship is meant to last forever, but every relationship can teach you something. Some friendships are for seasons, some are for growth, and some are for stretching for discernment. And learning to recognize that doesn't make you cold, it makes you mature. Now, I also want to say this gently. If you realize you've been the one on the other side, the one who hasn't always been intentional, the one who pulled away or didn't show up the way you should have, there is grace for that too. God grows us. He teaches us how to love people better, not from guilt, but from conviction. And lastly, forgiveness. If you've been hurt by a one-sided relationship, you don't have to carry resentment. You can release it. You can forgive without reopening access. You can let go without becoming bitter. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is pray. So if you've been feeling like you're the only one trying, always initiating, always carrying the weight, Maybe today God is inviting you to lay that burden down and ask for wisdom. Ask him for peace. Ask him for discernment about what to hold on to and what to let go of, what to release. Because healthy relationships don't just drain you, they sharpen you, and they reflect God's love in a way that brings life, not exhaustion. But thanks for being here today. I pray this encouraged you, healed something in you, and gave you permission to breathe again. And remember, be true to God and be true to yourself.